Hello everyone, this is Anshika and a very welcome to Learn with Anshika Singh. So, today we are going to start with a poem, okay? And before that, if you're new to my channel, do subscribe to it. Make sure to press the bell icon, comment, like, and share the video. Okay, so now we are going to study about the poem Wandering Singers, which is written by Sarojini Naidu. So let's get started. Firstly, with who is Sarojini Naidu? You would be knowing her. Sarojini Naidu was a poet and a freedom fighter of India. She is famously known as the Nightingale of India because of the beautiful poems that she wrote. Sarojini Naidu was born in a family where her father was in charge of a college in Hyderabad and her mother was also a poet. She had studied at King's College, London and Girton College, Cambridge. In 1905, Bengal was patronized in her name of administrative convenience. She joined the independence movement. She met Rabindranath Tagore, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, and Mahatma Gandhi during the freedom struggle. Then she traveled to different parts of India and gave speeches on women's rights and nationalism and social welfare. Okay, so it is enough to know about her. If you want to know more about her, you can search. Okay, now let's start with the first stanza of the poem Wandering Singers, where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet through echoing forest and echoing street. With lutes in our hand, ever singing we roam. All men are our kindred, the world is our home. So, in this first, I will explain you line by line. Okay. So, the first stanza, first line, you will see. Wait, let me change the color. Yeah, where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet. Over here, firstly, wind. This wind is mainly any kind of season. Okay, so whether it is your summer season or winter or rainy season, they just keep on moving and singing. Second line, through echoing forest and echoing street. This means that we means they just keep singing whether they are passing through a forest or a street, and their songs echo through these places. With lutes in our hand, ever singing we roam. This line means with the musical instrument lute that they keep with them, they just keep on moving and singing. Okay. All men are our kindred, the world is our home. This means that in the whole world, all the people, they consider everyone as their relative and the whole world is their home. Now the rhyming scheme of this stanza is AABB. In the first line where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet, the word feet is taken, and through echoing forest and echoing street. So feet and street are rhyming, so letter A has been given to them. And in the third and fourth line, with the lutes in our hands, ever singing we roam, all men are our kindred, the world is our home. So in this roam and home are rhyming, so letter B is being given to them. Now let's move on to the second stanza. Our lays are of cities whose lustre is shed, the laughter and beauty of women long dead, the sword of old battles, the crown of old kings, and happy and simple and sorrowful things. So again, we will start line by line. That is, our lays are of cities whose lustre is shed. So they songs that they sing are of the cities which were once very great and famous, but in the last everything destroyed and they are not anymore. And Then the next line, the laughter and beauty of women long dead. They sing of the women also who are very beautiful and about their happiness too. But now all the women are dead. Now the third line, the sword of all battles, the crown of all kings, and happy and simple and sorrowful things. These, the third and fourth line are interrelated. Okay, so I will explain both of them in a line only. They sing about the old battles that were held at that time, some happy things, sometimes very simple things, and sometimes about sorrowful things. Now let's move on to rhyming scheme of this stanza. So rhyming scheme is CCTT. Now our laser of cities whose lustre is shed, the laughter and beauty of women long dead. So in this, shed and dead are rhyming, so letter C has been given to them. Okay, and then the third and fourth lines that are the sword of old battles, the crown of old kings, and happy and simple and sorrowful things. So in this, kings and things are rhyming, so letter D has been given to them. Now let's move on to the stanza 3. What hope shall we gather? What dream shall we sow? Wait, I need to change the color. What hope shall we gather? What dreams shall we sow? Where the wind calls our wandering footsteps we go. No love bids us tarry, no joy bids us wait. The voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. Now I'll explain again line by line only. What hope shall we gather? What dream shall we sow? This is saying that what desire should I have? What hope shall we gather? Means they do not have any kind of desire. They are saying that what kind of desire should we have? Where the wind calls our wandering footsteps, we go. Means wherever the wind calls them, they just following the wind in any direction they go. Okay? No love bids us tarry, no joy bids us wait. The voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. The third line is saying that no love can ask them to stay anywhere. No enjoyment can make them to stop. The fourth line, the voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. They are saying that we just follow the wind and that is only our future and our destiny, or we can say the fate. Okay, so we have completed the explanation. Now let's see the rhyming scheme of stanza 3. That is EEFF. So and go are rhyming. So letter E has been given to them in the first and second line. That is, what hope shall we gather? What dream shall we sow? Where the wind calls our wandering footsteps we go. So over here, so and go are rhyming. Then wait and fate are rhyming in the third and fourth line. That is, no love bids us tarry, no joy bids us wait. The voice of the wind is the voice of our fate. So letter F has given to them. Now we will talk about the figures of speech. For that, let me tell you the full rhyming scheme of the poem Wandering Singers. It is AA, BB, CC, DD, EEFF. Okay, so whenever it comes in your exam, write the rhyming scheme. So you will write all the words that are AA, BB, CC, DD, EE and FF. Okay, now let's move on to the figures of speech. So the first one in this is from the first line, where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet. So the voice of the wind over here, this particular line is metaphor. Okay, in the sentence that. And now let me tell you what is metaphor. Metaphor is that is used to make comparison between things in a sentence, like the voice of the wind. So the voice of the wind probably refers to the changing of seasons. Okay, so over here metaphor is used. Now then, the wind calls is personification. So let me tell you what is personification. Personification is that wherever we consider the inanimate object as the living things, the wind calls, so they follow the wind over here, and the wind is termed as the inanimate object as living thing. Then sorrowful things, that is there in the second paragraph last line, and happy and simple and sorrowful things. So sorrowful things is also personification, okay, as it refers to the humans who are sorrowful. Then where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet. So over here alliteration is there. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. So where the voice of the wind calls our wandering feet, in this W in where, then W in wind and W in wandering. So they are occurring in the means they are occurring same, they are the same letter and the same sound, so that alliteration has been given. What hope shall we gather, what dream shall we sow? This is the last stanza, first line. So over here also alliteration is there, and again this letter is same, that is W, and the sound is same, so that alliteration is given. So thank you for watching everyone. Please like, share and subscribe our video. Bye bye.